Most men don't understand just how powerful the ability to walk away truly is. They chase, they cling, they overinvest. They think being available, always showing up, always proving their worth will make a woman stay. But that's not how attraction works. Women are not drawn to men who beg. They're drawn to men who can let go, who can walk away when their value isn't being met. That energy, that mindset, it's magnetic. In today's dating world, women are constantly approached, complimented, DM'd, liked. But what catches their attention isn't just another guy trying hard. It's the man who doesn't need her. The man who's centered, focused, and willing to leave if things don't align. That kind of man stands out. Because most men fear losing a woman. Most men hold on even when they shouldn't. So when she meets one who doesn't operate from fear, she takes notice. Walking away doesn't mean you're cold. It means you know your worth. It means you won't beg for love, won't negotiate for attention, and won't tolerate disrespect. And when a woman realizes you'll choose your peace over her games, she feels it. Deep. Because you've stepped into something few men ever do, emotional strength. This is not about playing hard to get. It's not a trick or a gimmick. It's about mastering yourself. And once you do, the dynamics shift. She leans in. She becomes curious. She begins to pursue. Because in a world full of men who chase, the one who can walk away holds the real power. Let's break this down. 7 clear reasons why women want the man who can walk away, and how you can become him. 1. Power attracts neediness. Repels. Women are naturally drawn to power. Not physical power, not money power, emotional power. The kind of power that says, I like you, but I don't need you. The man who can walk away carries that power. He's not begging for her time. He's not dancing for her approval. He's in control of himself, and that energy separates him from the rest. Neediness, on the other hand, is repulsive. The moment a woman feels that you're clinging, chasing, or losing yourself just to be around her, her attraction starts to die. This isn't about acting tough. It's about genuinely knowing that you are enough. That if she stays, or if she leaves, you remain solid. A man who's okay with walking away doesn't panic when she pulls back. He doesn't blow up her phone. He doesn't fold. He doesn't shrink. He waits. And if she doesn't show up with the respect and interest he deserves, he exits. That's power. And women respect it more than anything. When a woman senses neediness, even if it's subtle, it makes her feel like she's above you. The moment you need her more than she needs you, you lose leverage. You lose respect. And without respect, there is no attraction. You become just another guy trying to prove himself. But when you operate from strength, when you move like a man who chooses, not a man who begs, she feels it in her gut. The mistake most men make is giving away their power in exchange for attention. They tolerate disrespect. They accept breadcrumbs. They sacrifice their boundaries all because they're afraid she'll leave. But here's the truth. If she leaves because you refuse to be disrespected, you didn't lose her. You freed yourself. Women don't test weak men. They test strong ones. They want to see if you'll bend, if you'll cave, if you'll trade your masculinity for their validation. And most do. But when you don't flinch, when you don't react, when you're not afraid to walk away if the energy shifts, you rise. That's the man who earns her respect. That's the man who earns her obsession. In the modern world, a woman can get attention from 100 men with one post. But that one man who isn't checking for her, who doesn't chase, who doesn't need, he stands out. Not because he's trying to, but because his power is real. It's in his silence. It's in his standards. And it's in his willingness to walk away without a second thought if the vibe isn't right. That's the power that attracts. And that's exactly why she wants the man who can walk away. 2. Walking away. Commands. Respect is not something you can buy, beg for, or force. It's earned. And in the world of men and women, nothing earns a woman's respect faster than a man who is willing to walk away. Not out of ego, not as a game, but because he refuses to stay where he isn't valued. That kind of man doesn't have to yell. He doesn't have to threaten. He simply walks, and she feels it. She may not show it immediately, but deep down, she knows she was in the presence of a man with a backbone. Here's the truth: a woman cannot fully love a man she doesn't respect. You can be nice, generous, attentive, even loyal, but if you let her walk all over you, if you tolerate games, if you stay silent when she disrespects you, she will never look at you the same. You become safe, predictable, weak. But the moment she sees that you will walk away and never look back, she recalibrates. Because now she realizes you're not afraid of losing her. And that's where respect begins. Most men don't walk away. They hold on even when they're being mistreated. They stay when they should leave. They hope things will change. But a man who values his peace, his standards, and his self-worth over any woman, he commands a different kind of respect. She knows he won't tolerate drama. She knows he won't be manipulated with silence, sex, or attitude. And even if she tests him, deep down, she doesn't want him to fail that test. She wants to feel like he's unshakable. Respect doesn't come from how loud you talk or how much you provide. It comes from how you carry yourself when things get difficult. When she gets moody. When she pulls away. When she throws a fit. Do you fold and run after her? Or do you keep your center, let her know where you stand, and leave if necessary? The man who can walk away doesn't tolerate confusion. He doesn't sit in the gray area. He either feels mutual energy or he exits the situation. And here's the thing, when you walk away with confidence, not anger, she remembers it. It marks her. She might not say anything. She might even act cold at first, but she watches, she notices, and that respect starts to rise. She thinks twice before testing you next time. She becomes more conscious of her tone, more intentional with her energy, because now she knows you're not like the rest. Respect is the foundation of everything. You don't need her approval. You don't need to explain yourself 10 times. If she's not meeting your level, you walk. That's the move. And she either levels up or gets left behind. That's how you set the tone. That's how you train her energy. That's why walking away, calmly, firmly, and without hesitation, builds a respect no amount of effort ever could. 3. She's drawn to emotional control. A man who can walk away has emotional control, and that's something women feel instantly. He's not overreacting. He's not blowing up her phone when she goes quiet. He's not getting anxious over delayed replies. He's composed, steady, grounded. That calmness? It's not weakness, it's strength. And in a world full of men who are emotionally all over the place, it's rare. That rarity creates attraction. Emotional control means you don't let her moods dictate your behavior. You're not tossed around by every high and low. You're not emotionally dependent on her responses or attention. Most men live on edge, constantly trying to decode what she meant, why she's acting different, whether she's losing interest. They overthink, panic, and react. That kind of energy repels women, even if they don't say it out loud. It feels heavy, insecure, and needy. But the man who can walk away doesn't chase answers. He doesn't beg for clarity. He knows where he stands. And if something feels off, if the energy shifts, he doesn't argue. He exits. Not out of frustration, but out of principle. His emotions don't control him. He controls them. And that level of composure is attractive on a deep, instinctive level. Because it signals maturity. It signals leadership. It signals that you won't be easily manipulated. Women naturally test men emotionally. They want to see how solid you are. If you'll break under pressure. If you'll lose your center when they start acting different. It's not always intentional, but it happens. And how you respond matters. If you react emotionally, try to fix her mood, or beg for reassurance, you fail the test. But if you stay calm, if you don't let her chaos become your chaos, she sees something rare. She sees a man who knows how to lead the emotional tone, not follow it. The man who can walk away doesn't let his feelings run the show. He feels them, but he doesn't act on every impulse. He doesn't let rejection destroy him or attention inflate him. Whether she's sweet or distant, he remains level. He doesn't play tug-of-war with emotions, and that balance makes her feel safe. Not safe like he'll never leave me, but safe like this man won't fall apart under pressure. That's when attraction deepens, because now she respects not just your presence, but your emotional weight. There's something magnetic about a man who's unbothered. Not numb, not cold, just unbothered by games, silence, or drama. He knows what he brings, he knows what he expects, and if it's not being met, he's gone. That emotional discipline, that control, makes her look at you differently. Now you're not just another guy. You're the man who holds himself to a standard, no matter how fine she is. That's emotional power. And that's exactly why the man who can walk away always wins in the long game. 4. Scarcity builds. Obsession. What's rare is valued. What's always available gets taken for granted. That's human nature, and women are no exception. When a man makes himself too available, emotionally, physically, or mentally, he becomes predictable, easy. And the unfortunate truth is, easy rarely excites. But the man who can walk away, he's not easy to access. He's not always around. He doesn't sit by his phone waiting. He's rare. And that scarcity creates obsession. Women don't become obsessed with men they can have at any moment. They become obsessed with the ones who leave gaps, the ones who make them wonder, the ones whose presence isn't guaranteed. That unpredictability doesn't mean you're playing games. It means your life doesn't revolve around her. It means you have purpose, discipline, and other priorities that come before pleasing a woman. That's what creates value, and that's what makes her chase. Most men fear losing their place in a woman's life, so they overcompensate. They always text first, always make plans, always check in. They want to prove they care, but in doing that, they eliminate all sense of mystery. There's no tension, no curiosity, no edge. She already knows how you feel. She already knows where you are. She knows you're not going anywhere. That comfort might feel good to you, but it kills the excitement for her. The man who can walk away, though, he doesn't feed her constant validation. He doesn't flood her with words. His attention comes in waves, and it forces her to lean in, to question, to think. That's when you become more than just another guy. Now you live in her head. She checks her phone more often. She overanalyzes her messages. She replays your last conversation, because now your attention feels earned, not given freely. Scarcity doesn't mean being distant for no reason. It means your time and presence are valuable, and you don't hand them out cheaply. It means you don't cancel your plans for her. You don't drop everything just because she called. You're not rude or dismissive, but you're not desperate. You're selective. That selection forces her to rise to the level of your attention. If she wants more of you, she has to earn it. She has to bring value. She has to show consistency. And when a woman has to work for a man, her attraction deepens. A woman becomes addicted to what she can't fully predict. And when a man can walk away at any time, that uncertainty lingers in her mind. It challenges her. It makes her want to secure you. Because she knows you're not stuck on her. She knows you're not waiting around. She knows if she slips, you'll be gone. That fear of loss fuels desire. That gap in availability builds obsession. And that's exactly why the man who can walk away stays unforgettable.